We, the Assembly, presents the Witness of the 12 Ancestors, most commonly known as the Testaments of the 12 Patriarchs. These are the final witnesses of the 12 sons of Jacob: Reuben, Simeon, Levi, YAHUAH, Issachar, Zebulun, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, Asher, Joseph, and Benjamin. These men were not perfect. They were fathers near death, handing down warnings to their sons' sons, and the generations to come. Reuben spoke first, warning of desire, lust, and the inward war of the body. Now the second voice rises. Simeon speaks. Simeon, the second son of Jacob and Leah, speaks from the wound of envy. He remembers Joseph. He remembers how jealousy entered his heart, hardened him, and blinded him until he no longer regarded Joseph as a brother. His witness is a warning. Envy is not a small thing. It steals peace. It darkens the heart. It turns love into bitterness and a brother into an enemy. But Simeon also remembers mercy. He remembers that YAHUAH restrained his hand. He remembers that Joseph did not return evil for evil, but walked with compassion and the Ruach of YAHUAH. So listen now to Simeon. Listen for the warning. Listen for the mirror. Listen for the spirits he exposes. And listen for the call to flee envy. Love your brother with a good heart and walk before YAHUAH without deceit. Now hear the witness of Simeon. The witness of Simeon, chapter 1. The second son of Jacob and Leah, the copy of the words of Simeon, the words which he spoke to his sons before he died. In the 120th year of his life, at which time Joseph his brother died. For when Simeon was sick, his sons came to visit him, and he strengthened himself, and sat up, and kissed them, and said, chapter 2.
Listen, my sons, to Simeon your father, and I shall declare to you what words I have in my heart. I was born of Jacob as my father's second son, and my mother Leah called me Simeon, because YAHUAH had heard her prayer. Moreover, I became exceedingly strong. I shrank from no achievement, nor was I afraid of any matter. For my heart was hard, and my liver was immovable, and my inward parts without compassion, because courage has also been given from the Most High to men in being and body. For in the time of my youth I was jealous in many matters of Joseph, because my father loved him beyond all. And I lay my heart against him to destroy him, because the prince of deceit sent forth the spirit of jealousy and blinded my heart, so that I did not regard him as a brother, nor did I spare even Jacob, my father. But his YAHUAH and the YAHUAH of his fathers sent forth his messenger, and delivered him out of my hands. For when I went to Shechem to bring ointment for the flocks, and Reuben to Dothan, where our provisions and all our stores were, YAHUAH my brother sold him to the Ishmaelites. And when Reuben heard these matters, he was grieved, for he desired to restore him to his father. But on hearing this, I was exceedingly wroth against YAHUAH, in that he let him go away alive. And for 5 months I remained wrathful against him. But YAHUAH restrained me, and withheld from me the power of my hands. For my right hand was half withered for 7 days. And I knew, my sons, that because of Joseph this had befallen me. And I repented, and wept. And I pleaded with YAHUAH that my hand might be restored, and that I might remain apart from all defilement, and envy, and from all folly. For I knew that I had devised an evil matter before YAHUAH and Jacob my father, on account of Joseph my brother, in that I envied him.
Chapter 3.
And now, my sons, listen to me, and beware of the spirit of deceit and envy. For envy rules over the whole heart of a man, and allows him neither to eat, nor to drink, nor to do any good matter. But it ever advises to destroy him that he envies. And so long as he that is envied flourishes, he that envies fades away. 2 years, therefore, I afflicted my being with fasting, in the reverence of YAHUAH. And I learned that deliverance from envy comes by the reverence of YAHUAH. For if a man flees to YAHUAH, the evil spirit runs away from him, and his heart is lightened. And from there on he sympathizes with him whom he envied, and forgives those who are hostile to him, and so ceases from his envy.
Chapter 4.
And my father asked concerning me, because he saw that I was sad. And I said to him, I am pained in my liver, for I mourned more than they all, because I was guilty of the selling of Joseph. And when we went down into Mitzrayim, and he bound me as a spy, I knew that I was suffering rightly, and I did not grieve. Now Joseph was a good man, and had the Ruach of YAHUAH within him. Being compassionate and sympathetic, he bore no evil against me, but loved me even as the rest of his brothers. Beware therefore, my sons, of all jealousy and envy, and walk in simplicity of being, and with a good heart, keeping in heart Joseph, your father's brother, that YAHUAH may also give you favor and esteem and barakah upon your heads, even as you saw in Joseph's case. All his days he did not reproach us concerning this matter, but loved us as his own being, and beyond his own sons, esteemed us, and gave us wealth, cattle, and fruits. You also, my sons, love each one his brother with a good heart, and the spirit of envy shall withdraw from you. For this makes the being fierce and destroys the body. It causes displeasure and battles in the heart, and stirs up unto acts of bloodshed, and leads the heart into wrath, and does not allow wisdom to act in men. Moreover, it takes away sleep, and causes tumult to the being, and trembling to the body. For even in sleep, some malicious jealousy, deluding him, gnaws, and with wicked spirits disturbs his being, and causes the body to be troubled, and wakes the heart from sleep in confusion. And as a wicked and poisonous spirit, so it appears to men.
Chapter 5.
That is why Joseph was handsome in appearance, and of good looks, because no wickedness dwelt in him. For some of the trouble of the spirit, the face brightens. And now, my sons, make your hearts good before YAHUAH, and your ways straight before men, and you shall find favor before YAHUAH and men. Beware therefore of whoring, for whoring is mother of all evils, separating from YAHUAH, and bringing near to Belial. For I have seen it inscribed in the writing of Hanok, that your sons shall be corrupted in whoring, and shall do harm to the sons of Lewi with the sword. But they shall not be able to withstand Lewi, for he shall wage the battle of YAHUAH, and shall overcome all your hosts. And they shall be few in number, divided in Lewi and Yehudah, and there shall be none of you to rule, even as also our father Nabu in his Birakoth.
Chapter 6.
See, I have told you all matters, that I may be acquitted of your sin. Now if you remove from you your envy and all stubbornness, my bones shall flourish as a rose in Yasharal, and my flesh as a lily in Jacob, and my fragrance shall be as the fragrance of Lebanon, and as cedars shall Kodeshim be multiplied from me forever, and their branches shall stretch from afar. Then the seed of Canaan shall perish, and not a remnant shall be to Amalek. And all Kittim shall perish, and all the Hittites shall be utterly destroyed. Then the land of Ham shall fail, and all the people shall perish. Then all the earth shall rest from trouble, and all the world under the Shamayim from battle. Then the mighty one of Yasharal shall esteem Shem, for YAHUAH shall appear on earth, and himself save men. Then all the spirits of deceit shall be given to be trodden under foot, and men shall rule over wicked spirits. Then I shall arise in joy, and shall barak the Most High, because of his marvelous works.
Chapter 7.
And now, my sons, obey Lewi and Yehudah, and do not be lifted up against these two tribes. For from them shall arise unto you the salvation of YAHUAH. For YAHUAH shall raise up from Lewi, as it were a Kohen Hagadol, and from Yehudah, as it were a sovereign. He shall save all the Gentiles and the people of Yasharal. Therefore I give you these commands, that you also command your children, that they observe them throughout their generations.
Chapter 8. And when Simeon had made an end of commanding his sons, he slept with his fathers, being 120 years old. And they laid him in a wooden coffin to take his bones up to Hebron. And they took them up secretly during a battle of the Mitzrites. For the Mitzrites guarded the bones of Yosef in the tombs of the sovereigns. For the magicians told them that on the departure of the bones of Yosef, there would be darkness and gloom throughout all the land, and an exceedingly great plague to the Mitzrites, so that a man should not recognize his brother even with a lamp. Chapter 9. And the sons of Simeon mourned for their father, and they were in Mitzrayim until the day of their departure by the hand of Moshe. You've just listened to the witness of Simeon, a father near the end of his life, telling his sons the truth about what envy did to him. Simeon doesn't dress it up. He remembers how jealousy rose in his heart against Yosef. He remembers how the spirit of deceit blinded him, hardened him, and made him look at his own brother like an enemy. That's heavy. Because envy doesn't always look loud at first. Sometimes it starts quiet. A thought, a comparison, a wound. A feeling that somebody else is loved more, seen more, Baruch more. And if it isn't checked, it can grow until love gets pushed out of the heart. But Simeon's witness doesn't leave us stuck there. He tells his sons that deliverance comes through the reverence of YAHUAH. He says when a man flees to YAHUAH, the evil spirit runs away from him, and his heart is lightened. That's the part we can't miss. This testimony is correction, but it's also mercy. It's a father warning his children so they don't have to carry the same poison, so they can love their brothers with a good heart, so their homes don't get eaten up by jealousy, wrath, and division. And as Simeon closes his witness, he points his sons toward Lewi and Yehudah, toward order, obedience, and the salvation of YAHUAH. So Mishpaka, let this one sit with you. Where envy has been hiding, let it be exposed. Where bitterness has been growing, let it be cut down. Where brotherhood has been broken, let truth and repentance open the door again. If this reading helped you, drop your thoughts in the comments. Let us know what stood out, what corrected you, or what hit close to home. And if you're walking through this full book with us, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next witness. We're continuing through the witness of the 12 ancestors, most commonly known as the testaments of the 12 patriarchs. Barak you for listening. Shalom Mishpaka. Barak YAHUAH our YAHUAH.